great. And the free shipping and the 4 flex, and it gets even better. Debbie is a genius. So I'm not surprised that she labeled her sponge the Genius Sponge. And if you don't like getting your hands dirty, this is literally for you.
It's, you know, I did this because I had this. You all have seen this.
Nasty.
Yeah, this is a nasty little crispy critter that's next to your sink. I'm going to tell you all about this in a moment, but I'm going to tell you about this first. I created my sponges because I was throwing away one of these every week. I didn't want to have to clean the thing I clean with. So it was important to me that I had a sponge that could stay clean, could stay fresh and be more, it would be healthier. It would be healthier and more economical. So what I did was I created a sponge that will never get hard, will never get food caught in its scrubber side. It will never smell. When you walk past your sink and you smell something,
that's what I love.
You think that it's something down the drain. Nah, it's your sponge that's stinking.
It's your stinky sponge.
So let me talk about the science. I've got a little piece of tape that was prepared by the independent lab that actually tested my sponges. And there it is. That's probably what's sitting next to your sink right now.
That is gross.
And that's not only on the sponge. It's in the sponge and it's growing. It's multiplying. That's what smells when it grows. Simply replacing it with one of my Genius sponges. Now watch this. Poof, poof, poof. Why is that happening? Because the natural ingredients that are part of the construction of my sponges inhibits the growth of molds and bacteria in and on the sponge for the life of the sponge.
That's genius.
So
it really is.
That's that, and including the scrubber side, that's the same material, it's just a different formulation so that it becomes more of a scrubbing. So what does that mean? You know, this is a lot of information. Let me tell you.
Okay.
You're getting 12 of my sponges, okay? Every one of my sponges lasts the equivalent of 15 ordinary cellulose sponges. And because I know nobody likes to do math.
No, we don't like to do math around
my
here.
12 sponges means you don't have to buy this. 180 ordinary sponges.
That blows my mind.
And those ordinary sponges are the ones that turn into this.
Wow.
Okay?
That's crazy.
Let's get rid of this because you don't have to do that anymore, and let's talk some more about my sponges. I designed them specifically to fit your hand beautifully because I have a rather small hand and I like to be able to hold on to this.
Sure.
So I wanted to be able to hold it, and ladies, I did it so that you didn't have to touch your nails on this scrubber side.
Right.
Because I didn't want to get my nails under there. I like to keep my manicure down. All right, so it fits your hand. So what do my sponges do? It holds 22 times its own weight and absorbs 40% more than an ordinary sponge. Now you can see I made a mess.
Sure.
All I'm gonna do is drop the sponge on it. Can you see that water there? I hope so.
Wow.
I'm just gonna drop the sponge on it and watch, it's actually pulling the water into the sponge without me even touching it.
Automatically absorbing it.
Look at it. There, look, it's actually running into the sponge.
Right, absolutely.
I don't know how hard this is to see on the screen. They keep trying to catch
disappearing.
it. Look at this.
Yes, absolutely.
It's just picking it up all by itself. And I'm just gonna, let me put this in.
It's like let the sponge really do the work for you. You know, you don't have to put a lot of arm muscle into it.
If I spill something on the countertop, I just take my sponge and throw it on it.
Right.
And I let it sit there, and then I come back. Look, it's just about dry by the time I'm finished. Look at this. There's nothing there. So it absorbs that much, but what's really important? The things it won't let grow. It won't let grow things like MRSA, black mold, salmonella. The things are scary. They have scary names.
They make you sick.
And they can make you sick. So what do you do with an ordinary sponge? You take this sponge and you wipe out the sink. Then you go, oh, I'm gonna wash this, and I'm gonna wash the dishes.
And then you put it on the baby's.
And everything that's in or on that sponge has been transferred someplace, okay?
Cross-contamination.
I think let's get rid of that. When you use one of my sponges and you do all your cleaning and you rinse it out, put it down, when you pick it up the next time, it's like a brand new sponge because nothing's growing in it. It doesn't smell. You'll find, I mean, go look at the reviews. There's like 1,000
plus reviews,
and most of them are
5 stars. They're 5 stars.
Isn't it wonderful how people will take the time to review a sponge?
Yes.
Because it's that important to them. Remember, my sponges are independent lab tested. This is real science. The ability to inhibit the growth of molds and bacteria in and on the sponge is extremely important. There you're going to look at it again. That sponge, that's an ordinary sponge, and the bacteria and molds are growing. They are multiplying. That's what stinks. You cannot wash them out. You cannot get rid of that. If you replace it with one of my sponges, you see how the little things go poof, poof, because they can't live. They cannot exist in or on my sponge. That's what makes this sponge so important to me. I did not want to put a filthy sponge in my microwave. They say microwave your sponge.
Yeah.
It does not get hot enough.
Right.
A dishwasher doesn't get hot enough. You simply do nothing but rinse it out and put it down. It's done.
It's done.
That's a new sponge.
And Debbie, we have somebody calling in. It's Diana from Missouri. And Diana, thank you for calling in. So what is your favorite Debbie Meyer's product?
Hi, Diana.
Hi, I appreciate you taking my call.
Oh, we're delighted.
I love everything you have. I think I might be addicted.
I like a Debbie addiction. That's good.
Your stuff is amazing. And the sponges are absolutely fabulous. I can't believe how well they work. I use them all the time. And you're absolutely right.
Thank you.
You rinse them out. You let them dry. You scrub things down. And they do not hold bacteria.
And do they hold a smell? Diana, do you notice that there's no smell?
Zip, zero, nada.
Thank you. I appreciate you calling in very much because it means a lot to hear it from somebody else other than just me. But
Well, I would love for you to make an egg carrier.
That's a great
okay.
idea.
All right, I'll think about that one. Thank you.
Okay,
I appreciate the
thank
suggestion.
you. You have a lovely evening.
You
I
too.
love your stuff.
Thank you so much.
I don't know if you can have too much Debbie Meyer.
No, we cannot because she's a genius. That's why we have
that's
this
sweet.
genius sponge. So
Thank you so much, honey. You
yeah,
know,
that was a great. Thank you so much, Diana.
And Diana,
that was
I
nice.
want to remind Diana, well, Diana probably knows this, but when you use the scrubber side of my sponge, if you have ever tried to use a scrubber on scrambled eggs in a pan, it has gotten stuck in your scrubber, and you spend the next 20 minutes picking it. This does not hold any foods in it. It will rinse clean as soon as you put it under the water. So that's another plus. Remember that I'm solving my own problems first.
Absolutely.
There was always something that I didn't like. I didn't like the idea. First of all, I was wasting a lot of money.
Yeah.
I was actually wasting a lot of money on these because I was throwing one away every week.
And you should, because
So-
it holds all that bacteria.
And I said to myself, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Why don't I come up with something? You know, I always say, people always say, why didn't I think of that?
Right.
Okay, I'm glad you didn't. But the point is, my whole thing was, I love science. You know, I'm the science girl around here. All of my food, my freshness products, and my household products are about science. It's
Right.
really the science of keeping your home fresher, cleaner, safer. Think about all the things that you want for your family. This is one of the easiest ways that you can have a healthier home. That bacteria and mold is growing and multiplying on your kitchen sponge right now. That goes away when you simply replace your current sponge with the Debbie Meyer GeniusSponge. Molds and bacteria do not exist on them because my sponge and its natural ingredients inhibit the growth of molds and bacteria in or on the sponge for the life of the sponge. And let me remind you what the life is. Every one of my sponges lasts the equivalent of 15 ordinary sponges. So you're getting 12. That means you don't have to buy 180 of these. That's 180 sponges.
It's genius.
Okay.
It really is genius. So
15 of these is one of these.
if you have not tried this, just think about this. The dirtiest place in your house, you may think it's the bathroom. It's not. It is the kitchen sink.
That's right.
So when you get one of these sponges, you are getting something that's not going to smell, that stops the growth of bacteria. And we're talking about bacteria that is going to inhibit the growth of that. So you don't have to pass by a sink and smell a smelly sponge, because Debbie sponges don't hold smells because they inhibit that growth that creates that yucky smell. And look how it absorbs.
It's actually running it's running into the sponge. Now, when I pick this sponge up, look at, there's an actual line there from where it's was the edge of the
That's
sponge.
incredible. You get this
And
home
it's
for
dry here.
$4.24.
$4.24 is less than buying a package of sponges that are going to stink and smell and get moldy.
And you get 12.
12 of them.
You get 12 of these, which last 15 times longer than an average sponge.
For the holidays, we did a snowman shape that everyone went wild over.
Oh.
So I got to come up with one for the rest of the year.
Oh,
but
you do?
This is perfect.
Yeah, Valentine's is coming up. We need a heart.
Oh, okay. Hey.
Thank you, Debbie. When are you coming back?
I'm actually back at, let's see, 8 o'clock this morning and 2 o'clock this afternoon.
8 o'clock. Okay, from one Deb to another Deb.
Yeah.
I just love this
The attack of the Debbies.
Okay. And we'll be right